During the 90s, these bracelets became a trend. WWJD means, what would Jesus do? It's a reminder to stop and consider what Jesus would do if he were in our situation. It's a great reminder because most of us spend our lives just thinking of what we want to do. I want to work in that company. I want to date this person. I want to live in that country. I want to respond this way. It's all I, me. If we're being honest, most of our selfish decisions lead us to trouble. And looking back, it was man's self-centeredness that led him to sin and to destruction. God wants to save us from that. This is the reason he sent Jesus Christ, to save us from our old ways, inviting us to live his way, to live as Jesus would do. In Galatians chapter 2, verse 20, it says, I have been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. And the life I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. When we put our faith in Jesus, we identify with his death and resurrection. Just as he has died, our old selves who only thought of I, and me, have died as well. It says in the verse, it is no longer I who live. Goodbye autonomy, goodbye selfishness, goodbye sin. Now we are invited to live a new life for and with Jesus Christ. We live for Christ. It's no longer about what I want to do, but what Jesus wants me to do. When faced with temptation, what would Jesus do? In a situation when someone is trying to provoke you to anger, what would Jesus do? When you see someone you dislike needing help and encouragement, what would Jesus do? But that's so hard. I can't do it, you might say. It's true. We can't. Left to ourselves. But we don't only live for Christ, we also live with Christ. He lives in us. He gives us wisdom and guidance. And not only that, he gives us the power to say no to our own selfish desires, to say no to sin, and to say yes to his word. Through him, we have the same power that overcame sin and death on the cross. It is made available for us. Let's partner with Jesus every day so that in everything that we do, people would see him in our lives. We no longer live for ourselves. We live for Jesus. We no longer live for our own pleasure, but for his glory, so that people would know him and get the chance to receive the new lives that we are now enjoying in him. In your situation today, ask yourself, what would Jesus do? As you receive the answer, receive the power to do it as well by faith. Let's live for Jesus today and every day. I hope you were encouraged with our short Devo today. If you liked what you heard, go ahead and share it. Have a great day.